620 AM, KEXB. Experts in business in North Texas.
Before we get to what we're going to talk about, which is how one man was forced to pay about $179,000 to his ex-wife for the past 30 years that she dedicated to doing housework. And I'm not saying that there's no value on that. And maybe we'll do the math and we'll find out 178 divided by 30, what that comes out to. But first, hey, Lene, are you a fan of Whataburger? Would you?
I hate that you're asking me this. No, I'm not.
Wow. Okay, it's been great talking to you, Lene. I hope have a fantastic weekend. Your phone's breaking up on us.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
No, it's okay. But you know what? I can appreciate your honesty. I
don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was raised on Crystal burgers, those little tiny itty-bitty burgers, where you eat like 8 of them.
Can this interview start off any worse, Ben?
Yeah, where's she from?
Where? Yeah.
You from California?
This is from North.
No, Georgia.
What?
Georgia, North Carolina, in between the two, right?
They literally had, that's right. They did have Crystal burgers up there. You're
okay,
right.
Yeah. Well, she likes Chick-fil-A more than Whataburger now.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah, you're a Chick-fil-A? Is that what you?
Yeah, I do like Chick-fil-A. I had Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, there we go. All right, well,
I said my Chick-fil-A to my kids all day yesterday.
We'll let that pass.
So did I. Yeah, I was running. Hey, they got a great cookie and cream milkshake over there.
Really? I haven't had that yet.
Oh, delicious. All right, I wanted to get you to weigh in real quickly. Lene Alley DeRudder is our guest. She's a family law attorney, and she's here to talk about how one man was forced to pay about $179,000 to his ex-wife for the 30 years that she put in some housework. Is this common? Have you heard of this happening?
No. I think it's great, but it was in Argentina, right?
Right. Yes, it was not here.
Yeah, we need to change the laws. No, I think that's great, right? Because what they're saying is that she stayed home, she raised the children, and they also, she gave up a career. She had an economics degree, and by the time she had devoted her life to the marriage, she's too old to really get out there. Her skill set was probably not current, and her higher, attractiveness as far as hireability has probably decreased significantly. So, no, it's fair.
Do you think an American court system would support this?
No, but I think we look at it differently. Like, the way it's done is you look at the division of the marital estate. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to compensate for different issues that way by dividing it by what you think is fair and equitable, and one of the grounds for saying disproportionate could be the loss of benefit of the marriage. And so, and then you could say, well, I've given this up and I've spent all this time, but no, we really don't appreciate that. I think as far as from the legal aspect in divorces, and particularly in Texas is not, when we start talking about, you could categorize this maybe as an equalization payment from the division of the estate. You could categorize it as spousal support. It kind of depends what their decree in Argentina looks like. But here, that's how we address it. But Texas is just not a friendly state when it comes to spousal support. So when you do have women who've dedicated 30, 35, 40 years to a traditional marriage, a lot of times they're in a very, very difficult position at that divorce. They really, really are, and it is incredibly sad.
Yeah, I can see that. I've got I can certainly see how someone puts their entire career on hold to raise children, to do what housework is what it's described in this article. Lene Alley DeRudder is our guest. She's a family law attorney talking about this. So you don't see this would happen here, but I guess if in a way if someone marries into maybe a wealthy situation and there's no prenup and you raise the kids and you do everything right, then we've got, I guess, legal ways for you to be compensated, though, right?
It depends. It depends. What you hope is that there will be maybe, because the wife won't have a very good, very high potential for her earning capacity. And so you hope that that's taken into consideration when you divide the marital estate. Because we kind of take everything, all the assets, all the liabilities, we put a value to everything we can put a value on, and we stick it in a spreadsheet. And then we start, making sort of our case and using the facts that we have for each side to move those numbers around and come up with a division and say, you get this and you get that. And so you hope that it works out that the wife who has stayed home and raised the children and dedicated to keeping the home intact, which is a really hard job, I think, that she's going to come out with some sort of financial security that, will help her through the rest of her life. And because listen, Brian, I joke, I adore my children. I have 3. They're the greatest things in the world. But when I need a break, I go to work.
Yeah, I can hear that. Hey, real quickly, does the time of year dictate when people file for divorce the most? Like, is summertime, you get the kids out of school? Is this the time that people make that big decision? I think a lot of times you see people file after the Christmas holiday, the beginning of the new year, because they're ready to make that change. After the holidays have all settled down. Summer can get really, really busy too, but a lot of times what's happening in the summer is that there's already pending divorces that are pending, but now they really want to get it done because the kids are on a break and they're trying to figure out the arrangements for where they're going to live and where they're going to go to school. But, it's funny because it's always busy. So yeah,
I think maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I would have probably said there was a certain time of year that I felt like people filed divorce more. But now I feel like it is all year round, except during the Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday. Mm-hmm. I think people pause.
Okay, we got about 30 seconds left. How can someone get more information on your services, Lene?
They can contact me by email at Lene, Lene, at Calabrese, Calabrese Budner.com, or they can go to our website at calabresebudner.com.
There you go. Thanks for your time. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. It was good talking to you guys.
You too. Well, there we go.